Hey everyone, thank you for tuning in to Team Forbidden's YouTube page again. It is Andrew the Collector here, and we are back up and running. So sorry for that long hiatus that we didn't upload any content recently, but we had some personal issues going on and we had to take care of those, but everything's good, everything's fine, so we're starting to get back up and running and hopefully back on a schedule again. I got a few other videos in the works, but for now I just wanted to bring you a quick video for the upcoming ban list prediction because apparently there's one looming somewhere off in the distance, and I wanted to bring you guys my 2 cents on it. And before we get into this, I want to emphasize from the beginning, this is completely my opinion, our opinion from the rest of the group too, and the list that I have pulled up here, it's not one that I created. I just found one on the tier list maker, and I thought that these cards on here were relatively relevant to talk about. So we're just going to start off real quick. We got 5 categories here. We got the ban, we got limited, semi-limited, and unlimited, and could land anywhere. The could land anywhere, I'm guessing, is could see any of these cards landing anywhere in these spots. But yeah, so right off the bat, Crimson Dragon, I'm just throwing the ban hammer down on that. It's a card that lets you cheat out high-level synchro monsters for better advantage and negation. It's absolutely bonkers. I said this in my last big prediction video that this card needs to go, and it still does. Blue Eyes has just proven that point. Now, jumping into Malice, I'm putting Rabbit into the limited because it definitely is the most broken main deck monster. But in all honesty, the cards that are making this deck super busted are all the support cards for it. Allure Darkness being one of them, and another one being Signet Mining, because these cards generate so much advantage that it allows the deck to really gain traction. So I could see Rabbit getting hit or any of these other Malice cards. I'm just going to put these down here because I don't think that they're necessarily limit worthy, but I could see them landing anywhere. If there's anything that in this deck that is going to get hit, it's definitely going to be the generic support cards. Namely, another one would be the Bysteel monsters, especially him. He's absolutely insane. He banishes your Malice cards, which gets their effects, same as it does with Allure Darkness, and it gets you infinite advantage. So yeah, Bonfire for Ryzeal, I could see that being semi-limited. I don't think it necessarily needs to be limited because it's just such a generic card for Pyro decks that if you would limit it, you're not hurting just Ryzeal, you're hurting every other fire deck that can use it. Except for Snake Eyes. We don't like Snake Eyes either, but, to each their own, I guess. Branded Fusion, I think it's still going to stay banned. The deck is still absolutely bonkers. But honestly, I'm going to put it down here. Could land anywhere. I'd be fine with it being anywhere. I'm not the biggest hater of the deck. It's actually quite fun to pilot, and in most instances, it's quite fun to go up against it. But, where it lands, it's of no concern. Abyss Dweller, I don't think it's going to get hit. Not a chance. It locks out the graveyard, which could be detrimental for Fiend Smith and a few other decks, but I don't think it's necessary if you hit other cards, which we'll get into in a minute. Melcharmies, oh man, it's tricky because if Maxx C is ban worthy, then the Melcharmies as a whole should never have been printed. If you're going with that argument, but I like the Melcharmies. I want them to stay unlimited. Because the Jellyfish just got a reprint in Maze, and I could see this one getting a reprint in the future, but I don't think that they will hit this one. If they're really going for the money, which is what, let's be honest, we're all adults here, the ban list mainly is being used as a way to make more money off of the consumers. I don't think that they would put this Melcharmy on the ban list until they did a reprint for it. But only time will tell. Ice and X. I could definitely see these guys getting limited. I hope they get limited because they are the main ones in the deck that, help you get your advantage and get the deck rolling. If they did that, then I don't think that there would be any need to hit Detonator. Because I think that it would limit the deck enough to where Detonator wouldn't be as much of a problem as it is now. But we'll just have to see. All right. I think that we just need to get this out of the way. Desiree needs to get banned. Okay, listen. When it comes to the Fiend Smith engine, I don't like it. And I'm not doing that because I hate playing against the deck. I don't like it because the archetype itself is so lazy. With the other fusion monster being banned, what is the main point of the Fiend Smith engine? The main point is to get out Desiree, which is just an Omni Negate. That's it. There's no creativity. There's no imagination with the deck. You can't even call it a deck. There's not enough cards in the deck in the archetype to really make its own deck. That's the unfortunate thing. Sure, you can have support cards with it, like the level 1 Fable monster, but even then, that's not very much. In order for this to be considered a deck, it needs more support. Otherwise, it's just an engine. That's all Fiend Smith is. It's wasted potential. And all that potential is going towards just one Omni Negate. It's such lazy card design that it absolutely baffles me. But at the flip side, it's such a problem that their main boss fusion monster needs to get the ban hammer. It's the problem card. It's the same argument with Baron and with Savage Dragon. Those cards were banned for a reason because they're Omni Negates and they're generic as hell. It's the same thing with Fiend Smith. You can run Fiend Smith in literally any deck that you want because of this chick. All she needs is 2 effect monsters, and then you go into Requiem, and then boom, you got a Desiree, as long as your opponent doesn't have a whole bunch of hand traps or anything to stop your plays later on. But that's the whole thing. As far as the rest of these, they can go anywhere they can go anywhere as long as this deck gets hit at some point. But if you want to fix the problem, you need to ban Desiree. Because even if you ban Desiree, people are still going to use the Fiend Smith. They're just going to use it for a rank 6 engine, which, let's be honest, is only King Caesar. That's the only good one now that Beatrice is banned. But yeah, that's my 2 cents on it. That's where I am on Fiend Smith. So yeah, Heavy Storm, I could see it being limited. Honestly, I could even see it being semi-limited. If Heartbeat's Feather Duster is allowed to come back, then I just see no reason why Heavy Storm shouldn't. Oh, sure, you might be able to pop your own cards to get some kind of advantage off that, but it's not really that detrimental. But I think that they're definitely going to, put it to 1 if they choose to take it off. Griffin, I think that it's fine at 1. It doesn't need to get banned. As long as you hit some of these other problem cards, this card isn't going to be that much of an issue. Correct me if I'm wrong, but that's where I stand. And Dimensional Barrier. I don't even know why this is included on here, but if Konami does hit this card on the next ban list or any ban list, they're outright saying, "Hey, we're doing this ban list just to promote money." That's it, because the ban list is made to limit the ceiling of what a deck can do in certain formats. It's made to reel in a lot of decks so that way other decks have a chance to rise and other rogue decks, archetypes, and players being able to have their chance at it. And Dimensional Barrier is one of those cards that is limiting that ceiling. If they ban this, or even if they limit it, they're outright saying we don't care about the lower fan base. They would outright be saying that. They'd be stupid to do this. They already did it with Jowgen. They're most likely going to be doing it with Fossil Dyna. They're doing it with the Floodgates. They're hitting all the other cards that keep those meta decks in check. But if they did Dimensional Barrier, they would literally outright be saying, we are using this ban list just to promote our product. That's it. And the same thing with Dimension Shifter. It's only a little less because I definitely see that this is one of the cards I was talking about with Malice, to where it's being an incredible support card for it. But it was great with Flunderies. It was great with Kashtira. It's great with anti-meta. If Malice was the reason why this card got hit, I will be shocked, honestly. Because it took them too long to hit this if they wanted to, because they had every opportunity beforehand. But I hope they don't, because I like the card, and I think that its restrictions on having no cards in the graveyard to be able to use this effect, I think, are fair, because you have to have it in the opening hand, you know. But we'll just have to see. And for our good old Link Pendulum friend, I honestly could see this coming back to 1. Yeah, okay. Pendulums are a messy mechanic right now. And the reason why they're not doing so well right now is because he is still banned. But I think that Pendulums have been away for too long, and with how detrimental Links have been in recent years, I think that the formats could use a bit of a shakeup. Let's bring back Endymion. Let's bring back Metal Foes. You know, let's bring back some of the Performa Pal stuff. You know, not like how it used to be, but, you know, let's see what we can do. At least bring it back for a format, see what happens, but, you know, that's where I stand. And let's go back into the Big Daddy Maxx C himself. Yeah, we're playing Maxx C at 3. It needs to come back. It's healthy for the game. Those are my thoughts. Hate me if you want. I don't care. Alright guys, thank you so much for tuning in for this prediction video. We'll see how things work out, but I'll obviously do a reaction and an update video when the list actually does hit. But until then, please like, comment, subscribe, hit that bell down below for notifications, and let us know what you guys think will or / should be hit on the next list in the comments down below. But until then, we'll catch you guys in the next one.